Welcome to the Game Corner, another video game podcast. My name is Harrison. You might know me online as Rorix, and I'm joined, as always, by friends and co-hosts.
Rowan, you might know me as Mocha. It's been a while. And
this is Sheldon. You probably know me as Captain Nova.
And it's been longer, I think.
It's been even longer than that, yes.
Yeah, we missed the last 2 weeks, so hello.
Hello.
How is life?
honestly, the last 2 days have been kind of cricketoon-y, but I'm pretty excited about Orlando, so it's not going to let it ruin it. Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm very excited for that.
I'm jealous.
You should be.
Very jealous.
If only your, truck didn't break or whatever?
Yeah, I had to spend thousands of dollars to fix my truck.
But yeah.
You know.
For those who don't know, Orlando Regional's coming up this week, and it should be the weekend that we release this too. And
yeah.
I want to say it's the final Regulation F regional. Maybe not. I mean, there are more weeks left in April, but it's the last one I'm going to be playing anyway.
It's the last NA one.
April. I think it is.
It is, yeah.
Yep, the next one will be Indianapolis in May, which will be Reg G, which is another thing we can talk about.
Perth is the same weekend.
Really, they have two? Wait, they have two the same weekend? Oh, yeah. Well, Perth is the other side of the world.
Oceania, yeah.
That makes sense then.
Yeah, there are no April regionals in Europe and no April regionals in Latin America. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, it's...
if Australia is real, then sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's this weekend. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see. I thought you were saying something else.
Yeah, so this coming weekend is the final tournament that's ever going to be played in Regulation F, which is pre-restricted. So we're about to dive headfirst into the worst power creep anybody's ever seen, and I'm kind of excited for it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Have you all been playing any of Reg G yet?
I have. That's all I've been playing.
Yeah, I know you've been playing it.
Yeah, no, I have purposely not been trying to focus on this weekend. I'm very excited to jump in. I've been theory crafting a bit, but I'm not thinking too hard. I'm going to let the people who are smarter than me figure out the meta first, and then we'll jump in.
That makes sense. I'm with you there.
Because there's a lot, and I don't think there's going to be any solving it too quickly for this format.
But I do think that restricted formats are more prone to being solved if you can solve them. Like, I think there's enough things power. That are so powerful. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's so powerful right now, though. Like, there's a lot of things that are really, really strong.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before people discover what breaks the format, but I won't be surprised if the format gets broken. Like, I don't know. There's some things that just stack up so many boosts and get so strong. It's just like, I switch in a resist and I still die. Like, okay.
Yep. Right. Well, it's going to be the same thing like we mentioned back in Swish days with restricted. You're going to have these very defining archetypes by which restricted it is.
And to some degree, flowcharts too. If not flowcharts, then like rock, paper, scissors interactions, where it's like we both know how this goes. We each guess the next 2 to 3 turns, and like, I don't know. It's hard to say that that's actually like the better Pokemon, but that's kind of the game at the end of the day. Like, there's never a best play, in my opinion.
Sure.
At least not a best set of plays. Yeah.
That is in the future, and
we'll just pin that.
Yeah, I am excited to see how that format shakes out. But enough of this future stuff. No. We're in the past. We're playing Scarlet over here, and in the past, like 3 days ago, was EUIC.
Yeah, congratulations to Nils Dunlop. Really good player. He's been so good for a while, but I can't remember having. I'm sure he's won things before, but I haven't seen him win things, and like I've always seen him like cut or on stream, but never quite at the top. Yeah. So really cool to see him win, and he just really masterful. Honestly, like he played circles around that finals.
Okay, yeah, I have not watched any of EUIC. I was on a plane, which I guess I had internet. I probably could have watched it if the internet sucked.
Yeah, don't try to stream video on a plane.
Yeah, it's actually quite bad, especially live video. But yeah, did y'all watch EUIC at all?
I did. I watched all of it. Actually, if you look at like a lot of a lot of the streams, like you kind of have to pick and choose who are the good like matchups to watch, and eventually I'll watch all of it, but I'll like pick the good players first. And there are saints in the comments who will put timestamps for every game.
The timestamps, yeah. It's the same person. I can't remember their tag right now, but
but this is the first time I looked at that comment and I was like, I can't decide which one I want to watch first. Like, they're all good. Like, it was incredibly stacked, and I think it might have been the new biggest tournament ever.
It is 975
wow.
Masters.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually that might be bigger than what we're about to go into in Orlando. Even like that's absolutely massive,
huge tournament.
and apparently it was still like people like couldn't get in, right? Like there were a ton of like high level players who missed the sign up despite like clicking F5 at the buzzer. So they probably could have done more if they had more setups.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. I'm trying to pull up.
They'll get this figured out one day, maybe by the next generation.
Yeah. That makes sense. Come on. I'm trying to get to Arcanine to see what we have in Orlando right now, but it's being very, very Arcanine right now. There are 931 players signed up for Orlando, so.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I mean,
so even if
that.
everyone shows up, we won't get that high, but it's still going to be a massive tournament.
Yeah, that's the biggest regional.
Yes, good point. I mean, if you want to separate ICs and regionals,
which they technically should be, it's just we've gotten to the point now where everything's massive and everybody goes to everything. So
yeah.
There's no like entrance restrictions. Like you have to have so many so many points or whatever, right, to get into an IC. It's just you can just go.
Yep.
There's not really a difference. But yeah, so either way, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Talking about EUIC though, I think talking about centralized metas, I think that Reg F, like maybe I'm sure it could have evolved further, but we have centralized pretty hard now. I think there are actually like a limited number of like real archetypes in the format, and like there are some weird things for sure, but for the most part we like Combine Bolt has really become like a centralizing factor. Like you either play it or you play something with a dedicated counter to it. There's so much like you go Terra Fairy setup so their Bolt can't do anything to you, or Terra Fairy redirection so it can't do anything, period, that kind of thing. And that Gouging Fire balance, P2, Amoonguss Instant balance, like there's really just like a handful of things that had been like at the top, and they were all that was 90% of the top 8 for EUIC as well. Although you'll be happy to see there were 2 Pelipper's in top 16. So
no, I'm very excited to see that. Those are teams I was testing for this weekend.
3 in top 16. Yeah.
There is.
Can't count. You're right.
They did a bad job with the ordering.
They did. They normally are better than that. Wait, hold on. That's a fun looking team. Casper. Am I gonna change my Orlando team?
Oh yeah, you get the Trick Room and
Lane
and your Archaludon.
Nope, not doing that. Anyway, but yeah, so I agree. I think we kind of, I think last episode when we talked about a regional, we said that Reg F is starting to centralize, and I mean, it's the end of it, right? We're gonna have Perth and Orlando to talk about next week. But we're probably gonna see a lot of the same stuff, almost certainly.
Yeah, at this point in the format, it's kind of like there's not a lot of point in innovating a ton unless you've been working on innovations and keeping them close to your chest for weeks, like because this is the last one, right? You might as well pick something that is going to be good, and just try it out, play people.
I hope we do see some wild tech, just someone bringing something way out of the woodwork.
I have a couple little tricks up my sleeve, but we're going to see if they actually work.
Yeah, I was going to say, that'll definitely happen. It's just, are we going to see them in the top?
They're going to be targeted at the things that are centralized, right? So,
and that's what it should be.
100%.
I want to know what your team is. You haven't shared your team with us yet, I don't think.
It's a version of the Raging Bolt balance stuff, but I've got a few little tricks up my sleeve on it.
Yeah, we should talk later. Also, because one of you should loan me a Pokemon.
Oh yeah, I owe you a Landorus, don't I?
Oh yeah.
One of you. But yeah, I don't know. That'll be fun. Anything in this top 8, top 16, top 32 that we want to look at more closely?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Nils had a pretty standard one, although I think sub Flutter coming back is pretty cool. And the Scarf Urshifu on a Trick Room team I thought was a really cool adaptation. Tim Edwards, so he got second, and Nils did kind of put on a clinic against him, but like every match before that, it was very impressive. And apparently this guy, like, this was his first international and only been to one regional before that, and otherwise it'd just been kind of like a New York local warrior. But
and he walked away with 10 grand.
Yeah, the
Combine invite.
Yep.
The
That's
Combine
right.
Vault balance, but with Glide Spam core instead of the usual Lando Chenpao, which has been coming up a lot more recently. But what I thought was cool also is the Speed Booster Taunt Fluttermane instead of the Landorus, and what that does is free you up to run a slower Urshifu with Terra Water. So unlike the Scarf Urshifu with the defensive Terra that most of these run, you end up just getting to do a bunch more damage with your Urshifu, and still have speed control because the Fluttermane's clicking Icy Wind. And then he has a Focus Sash, because the other reason that these things run defensive Terras on Urshifu is they don't want to get one-shot by Thunderclap. But if you have Focus Sash, you cannot be one-shot, so, there's that, right? So yeah, I thought it was some pretty cool little innovations. The other thing is that his Incineroar had no fire move. Knockoff was the only attack, and the reason being that your Fire Ogerpon can handle your fire damage. So double fire, which is really big because the traditional version of this team has 3 ice weeks, which is kind of why that Articuno team popped off. So yeah, just a ton of really cool stuff on Tim's team. I thought that I liked his take on it a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen Focus Sash Urshifu in a while.
That's not a thing. Yeah, or haven't been.
Yeah, it hasn't been until recently. Yeah, now there is something that can one-shot Urshifu faster than it, very easily. So yeah,
Dango into top 8 too.
The Okidogi Hisuian Arcanine team in 7th, Diego Gutierrez.
That was a wild team.
Also very cool. I think Okidogi is also a really AV Okidogi has become a really cool adaptation to the Raging Bolt balance stuff as well. Because obviously guard dog, so you can you don't. Most of what those teams depend on is instant to mitigate the physical damage to their bolt while it sets up, right? Obviously, Okidogi does not care about Intimidate. He loves Intimidate, and then on top of that, the Gunk Shot's huge because most of these bolts run Terra Fairy as a great defensive Terra. But this team has Chenpao and Landorus on it to smack the regular Dragon typing on the Raging Bolt. So you force its Terra, then you bring out Okidogi, who can't be intimidated, and it clicks Gunk Shot, and your Raging Bolt dies, right? And it's probably faster than most of these.
And it gets upper hand too.
Yep. So you stop Fake Out, which these teams have double Fake Out on them. So yeah, overall, we're already seeing the cool meta adaptation.
I haven't seen a lot of Okidogi at all.
It shows up every once in a while, but it's never. I don't think it's ever going to win a tournament.
Yeah,
it's cut a couple times.
It's there just to cause chaos.
That tracks. Thematic.
There's a Smeargle in the top 16.
Yes,
it's a Smeargle. I did see that. That was Brian.
Was that the Smeargle Trick Room one?
No.
Where is it?
It's on Trick Room.
But it has. Oh yeah, it's on a Trick Room team.
Yes. Yeah. So this one's very cool. So you get. You have Decorate on there.
Decorate is a very cool tech. I didn't even think about that with Smeargle. I can learn your move, but yeah, Decorate is a good move.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic because you stop opponents Fake Out with Fari, and you set Trick Room using either Fake Out or Follow Me, and if you manage to live, then your slow Smeargle sets Decorate on your Fari, who starts spamming Hyper Voice.
Or a Choice Specs Torkoal.
Oh my god, that's a little harder, but if you manage to get the Decorate off on Torkoal on your Trick Room, it's just over. Absolutely over.
It's a pretty cool team, too. I like, you got the defensive Terra on the Dark Urshifu.
Yeah.
Terra Grass to get around the Amoonguss, to go into Trick Rooms.
Yeah. Other team didn't make it quite as high, but Arash, I think he was on stream 1 or 2 times. And is Arash a former world champion? I feel like he might be from ages ago. But anyway, I thought Clefairy was a really cool meta adaptation. Again, to Raging Bolt balance stuff, is that you're a fairy type with Follow Me, so you don't have to burn your Terra for this one, and so they can't click Thunderclap and they can't click Dragon Pulse. So they can sit there and do nothing.
National champion.
National champion. Okay.
According to the pinned tweet he has on his Twitter from 2016.
Yeah.
I still think there's been a lot of room for cool stuff. There's a Bronzong and a Doltrus.
Well, I think an interesting thing that keeps kind of coming up in this discussion so far is Raging Bolt is really
good.
Really good.
Yes.
It's the biggest annoyance I have talking for Orlando right now. Even though I have an answer to it. I don't like Lando as an answer is only so good, and that might be a skill issue more than a mon issue.
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you that might be skill. You need to lead Lando, and then you need to outplay. You need to start smacking them early or make some calls.
No. I'm not removing Lando. I understand that I need to get better with that.
But there's lots of cool stuff that counters it. We talked about a lot of them, but the other one that's become like super popular now is Ting-Lu and Solo Dondozo. Both of them run super bulky, and it's just the Sand Tomb Yawn trap.
I love Sand Tomb. I've been running Sand Tomb.
You said Sand Tomb since the beginning.
Yeah. The problem is it can miss, and that's very. I was helping my friend run lines against. It was Bruno. I was helping Bruno run lines into this team, and we just had to like reset the game every time because Sand Tomb kept missing. And I'm like, okay, it missed this time. But that might not happen in tournament. Like we need to test like what's actually going to happen to your team.
I mean, 90% of the time you're gonna get it off, but
I missed 3 in a row during one of our practice games. Like it's just, I think RNG's broken. But anyway,
RNG's broken on Showdown for sure because I was practicing earlier today, and I think every time I hit double protect, I got it. So like I was like, nah, I can't trust that. But, it's cool because even this late into the regulation, we have a big threat in Raging Bolt. We have a lot of things that are popping up to counter that threat, right? And it's a lot of like every innovation that we kind of mentioned so far, talking about the top teams in EUIC, have all been pretty much in response to Raging Bolt existing.
I want to bring up too that Ting-Lu that's in the top 8 also on that team, his Dragonite.
Yeah,
that's something that stood out to me in the tournament too.
Well, okay, so let's talk about this. Actually, no, I love this. You look at that and you expect, okay, he has a Chen Pao, he has a Gouging Fire. I expect either an AV or a Choice Band Dragonite. Yep. No, loaded dice Scale Shot Dragonite.
This thing was legit.
Yeah, so it hits 5 times with stab. So you're talking a base 100 stab, which is something that Dragonite notoriously lacks, and it's a strong stab move. It isn't Outrage, which is garbage, but like. And Dragon Claw, which is mediocre. No, this is base 100 hits every time, and more importantly, base 120 sometimes. No, it's base 100 or
how strong is 80 or 100?
It's 80 or 100.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
4 to 5 times.
Is each hit 20 BP?
I think so.
No, base power is 25.
Oh,
okay, yeah. So 100 to 125.
100,
yeah. So very, very strong. And then on top, and you can get Howl boosts on it, so it gets even stronger. And every time you use Scale Shot, you get a stage of speed boost.
You lose your defenses, but you're already gonna be faster. So
you're just faster, so you just kill things. And then on top of that, like what Wall's dragon types is fairy types. So you go Terra Steel and you put Iron Head on there.
Yep.
And that again helps a lot with the Raging Bolt balance because you click Scale Shot into them when they're not Terra, and you click Iron Head when they are.
And you have a Goldango too to blow up any fairies.
You do not care about your own defensive drops because Raging Bolt is special, and all the other things on the team are Firewater Grass, so Dragonite resists them. And you can Breaking Swipe those things with your Gouging Fire. It's a really cool adaptation.
Yeah, I really like that team. This
is a really cool team.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change my team. Although this would be a relatively easy team to, not to pilot, but to grab.
Do you have a legitimate Gouging Fire?
Oh wait, no, that's the pain, isn't it?
It is a huge pain. I mean, you can procure one and
procure one.
Yeah, it doesn't have.
You can find one somewhere.
I don't think it has any. It's not like a home transfer mon where you need anything special for it.
Right. How do you get Gouging Fire?
I feel like this team people are just gonna roll.
So in order to get that's the thing is in order to get any of the Paradox legendaries, you have to complete the decks in both DLCs and do the Blood Moon or Saluna side quest.
Oh, that's what you have to do.
End game.
Oh,
yeah. End game. Yeah.
And you can only get one per save. Yeah, that's right.
That's awful.
Yeah. That's really terrible.
Really awful. Ugh.
That's right.
That's why I haven't done it yet.
Okay, well, if I start now, I can start getting all the Pokemon I need.
You can create everything that you need for the decks and it'd be tedious, but it's probably better than running around trying to catch everything.
This is where having a living dex in your home helps a lot.
Yeah.
And just drop them in, take it back.
You have, that's right. You have legit living decks?
Yep. I had to spend the pandemic somehow.
Yeah, a normal person spent the pandemic playing Animal Crossing.
I did that too. I had a lot of free time.
That's that's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
Finished my decks, played Animal Crossing for like 6 hours a day, learned VGC.
Well, I have a really good stack.
Learned to make cocktails. Yeah, it was fantastic.
I have a pretty much living dex, but it's really badly out of order on home, and it's too big of a task for me to go in there and like fix
Oh yeah,
it.
no, mine are in order. It was a display of hyperfixation. Yeah.
I should.
I can't do that.
I want to do it. It's a thing I want to do. It is not a thing I want to spend time doing.
You
Yeah,
have the
it took a long
anxiety
time.
thinking about having to do that.
The mythicals were a pain.
I could only imagine.
I had to track down oh god, yeah. Anyway, it was a pain. Like, where did I get a Meloetta? Like, or a DNC?
Did you see the thing about Meloetta in this game, in Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah, I think it's easier to get a few of them now than it was back when I did it. But
yeah, that makes sense. Either way, loaded dice Scale Shot, pretty neat, and
Super
a
cool.
Dragonite set that we've not seen ever. I don't think.
But it's just
I had
one
seen
of those
it
things.
running around on ladder before this, so I get the feeling I played against either this person or someone running the same set.
That
leading up to it.
might be
Probably.
the case.
Yeah,
But it
but
would
yeah,
be a
they're-
very low percentage of usage.
Yeah,
Right.
they're very cool, all things considered.
Yeah.
And also,
Very-
just Steel is a fantastic Terra type on Dragonite because you
Resist your main
quad
weaknesses.
Yeah, exactly. You resist both your you
Yeah.
resist Dragon and Ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change my Orlando team. He says, I will
I mean,
not.
you don't
change
have much practice with your other one either, right? You might
I
as
have
well choose
more
it.
practice with my current one.
I feel like in
one
about
day
10
versus-
minutes you
yeah,
could catch that up.
You're not wrong. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to Orlando to play well. I'm gonna just have fun. That's my mentality.
Look,
you need to take your wife's advice, like mentality, and just make it miserable for everyone that plays you.
That's what I should do.
I've got a hotel attached to the venue with a pool. I am going to just get drunk I'm getting there way too early on Thursday, so yeah,
You really are.
Yeah, I'm going to drink heavily by the pool and burn myself a little bit, and if I bust her out on Saturday, then that's where I'm going for the rest of the weekend. Like, you guys can join me if you want.
There you go.
That's true. I mean, I'm in the exact same boat. I could just go home, actually,
Yeah.
if I really wanted to.
It's kind of like
There
the
you go.
tournament's in the way of hangout time.
I know. That's what we were legit talking about in our group before. That we should just do something that's not Pokemon related. Go somewhere or whatever. However, NAIC is in New Orleans, so
I'm very excited for NAIC. We can. Oh God.
we'll talk about that.
There's a place in New Orleans that serves you each just French fries and champagne. You each get a bottle of champagne, and there's a gigantic plate of French fries and aioli in the middle. And
Go to town. That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
really good.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
My stomach hurts thinking about that, but it also sounds very good. That's
You
the
won't
body good for the
remember.
soul.
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna remember NAIC. Oh boy. Okay. Anything else from EUIC?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up for me. I think.
Yeah.
It's fun to see. I mean, we'll talk about. I think we'll have a. What's the word? A wake for Reg F. Next week. As we say goodbye and see the final.
The mood depending heavily on how we do.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes, good point. And then we'll jump into Reg G here, which will be. I'm excited to talk about Reg G. I want to see what people come up with for Reg G.
Yeah. I like it so far. I think it's gonna be good.
It looks
it's
fun.
fresh. It's fresh.
Formats are always fun when they're fresh. I get the
Yeah.
feeling we're gonna learn to hate it eventually.
I'm
but
for sure.
But for
Yeah.
now, it looks like a good time.
For right now, it's fun.
Knock on wood, I do think that between Orlando and NAIC, I'm going to have a little bit more bandwidth between work and life to play Pokemon. So I'm
Nice.
hoping that I can get some actual practice in with Reg G before NAIC.
Very nice.
But I don't want to do too well at NAIC so that Friday.
Maybe raise
or-
expectations for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. I mean,
so that during the night we can go out on to what's the street called? Like Bourbon Street.
Remember the way internationals work is that day one is on Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, even if you do well on day one and you make day two, unless you like cut,
I ain't doing that.
Even day two folks are done by like noon on Saturday because they
good
make you
point.
get there ungodly early. So just do as well as you can. Unless you make finals, you're gonna be free.
That's a good point. No, we'll see. That's more for fun.
Yeah. Do we want to touch on Reg G at all? Do y'all want first impressions?
If you have some, actually, that'd be fun.
I mean, well, I think Sheldon should start because he's the only one who's actually played this beyond like
I
dabbling?
can. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my rating up a little bit for this format for once instead of just like dropping off stuff and like, playing a good bit every day. Well, Shadow Rider's very good.
Shadow Rider.
It's a menace.
Sure.
Terra Ghost when you can't Dynamax sounds insane.
Yes.
Like, what if we made Astral Barrage
Especially
stronger
specs.
and
Choice specs.
Yeah.
Like it's so much damage.
It's Urshifu too, right? Like this mon was clearly designed for a format where you could double your HP on demand.
Oh,
And
right.
now you can't, and it's stronger.
Yeah, I mean you're almost one-shotting Incineroars.
When you have a booster too,
Yeah. Well, like
Incineroar's supposed to be the hard check.
Just choice specs, like you're almost one-shotting.
Choice spec, or put it next to Chi-Yu, like what?
So much damage.
There's a lot of math. There's more math in
Just
Scarlet and Violet.
Multipliers is
so many multipliers.
the name of the game.
I mean, and then Ice Rider's also very good. That thing is insanely strong in this format. With that clear amulet.
Clam on physical restricteds, I think is going to be
that Groudon
massive. Groudon,
like you think like again, Incineroar, you throw it out and you think, oh yeah, this is how I should play this, and you're like, oh wait, no, that's a clear. I can't drop its stats.
I hate to say, it might be good that Incineroar got knockoffs.
Yeah,
because that might be the only thing that keeps these physical restricteds in check now, is that it does have the power to like kind of do it. But that means you have to get out there and smack them with your Incineroar before you intimidate it.
It's
so like it's not that easy.
Syndrome though, because I like Will-O-Wisp would be good on it for these restricteds. Snarl's good because you can two-shot a Shadow Rider with a negative nature Incineroar Snarl.
Yeah,
so like
knockoff's a one shot, but but they have redirection, so Snarl is nice.
Snarl's safe, and it covers for your Raging Bolts, which is still very strong. You'll see it all over the place.
Well, Raging Bolt next up. We can talk about Groudon in a second. Yeah, go on.
Good point.
Fluttermane next to Groudon. Anything in the sun against Groudon, with Groudon is just super good. I haven't seen too many Kyogres.
So that is the thing too. So Groudon is going to be very, very strong because it enables photosynthesis mons and it synergizes with them so well. Gouging Fire loves being next to Groudon, can howl. It gets its own it doesn't even need the booster energy anymore. It just gets photosynthesis.
So you can run a real item on it.
Yeah, you can run a real item on it. It gets to howl. It gets to have more powerful heat crashes or flare blitzes. Like Fluttermane gets the speed boost right off the bat. Raging Bolt gets a special attack boost like it needed it, right?
Yep.
It's nuts. But then Kyogre doesn't have a counterpart to that, but it kind of has is Genies.
Yeah, you still have your Tornogre. If you're able to, and if you're able just to hit Water Spout, like you're doing some damage.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm of the opinion that Kyogre is not going to be, might not be like S+ tier like it always has been, but I think people will find a way to use it well.
If it wins a regional, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
What about
because everybody's gonna be prepping for everything else, and here comes Kyogre.
Because Bleakwind and Sandsear cover its two weaknesses, right?
Yep.
Right. But what about the box legendaries? Like
Miraidon's a monster. Koraidon looks mid.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not as good. I mean, it's still a very strong Pokemon though. Like that's the thing with these restricted formats. It is still.
Does Groudon just take that spot better?
Yes.
That's really what it is. Is that the typing on Groudon's a lot better. Groudon's a lot bulkier. Like.
Yep. Groudon's still, it's still the better Sunsetter, I think.
Also, being Fighting Dragon makes you quad weak to Fluttermane, who will be obviously a big presence in the format.
But I will say my biggest takeaway is the turtle is probably the best.
The turtle, I think, is the most interesting one. Like, I think it has a ton of potential, but it still has drawbacks. So I don't think it's like busted. But when it gets going, it gets going. Like I've seen your replays.
Yeah, and so its abilities to me is like I'm just like learning new things. So you start off with a Shadow Shield, basically. So you take half damage on any attack.
It's better, and it's better multi-scale. So Shadow Shield and multi-scale are just half damage. What this does is make it so any attack is not very effective, regardless of typing.
Yes, any attack.
Oh, okay.
So no matter what, you take resisted damage from anything if you have full HP. So if you put that next to a Heal Pulse or a
Puff
or a Sinistra or a what's another one? Comfey.
Anything that you can get your HP. So I mean, you can run leftovers on it and sit there. Because I mean, most attacks, like you're almost going to recover all of it back if you have leftovers and grassy terrain out. You're probably recovering everything.
Yeah, and it's mono normal, so it's immune to Calyrex Shadow's nonsense too, which is pretty big.
Completely immune, except for Psych Shock.
Yeah.
Or Expanding Force, which
I don't know if they're gonna. At least they didn't really run it in Series 10, but it's it's always there, right?
It's
yeah,
an
I've seen
it. Makes sense.
Usually everyone I've seen usually is running with like an Indeedee.
I've seen a lot of Fari with it, but yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
just you're fast, you're strong, blow things up. But its second ability is what's crazy and makes for some really cool plays, I think.
That's
because when you
Terras, right?
Yeah, when it Terras, it has to be it's a Stellar Terra, whatever. It has its new ability. I can't remember what it's called, but it removes all weather and terrain effects.
One-time effect, though. Actually, so you've been playing with this.
Yeah.
Does it activate again when you switch in, or literally only at the moment of Terra?
Just when you Terra. So you have to like.
And it's not an airlock thing, right? Like if they swap out their Groudon and bring it back in,
they can set. Okay. Yeah. So it's best to use it like if just catching them, I guess. Whenever they think, okay, I get a KO with this in terrain like Miraidon. That's one of the big ones. Is it changes their whole calc on Miraidon.
Or you Terra and fake and kill their psychic terrain and fake them out that turn, right? Something like that.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. It's so.
But you said that's only the first time, right? Like
only
it only happens once.
It only happens once.
The moment that you Terra.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of times I'll Terra with it and protect, just to do away with the terrain or weather or whatever I need to do if whatever problems calls me. So either to, I don't know, get a parting shot off with the Incineroar so it makes sure it lives something, or to spore Miraidon with a Moongus.
Yeah, that's hilarious, actually.
Yeah, like it's one of the best feelings. It's like, oh, I protected you, didn't even get to hurt me, and now you're asleep in your electric terrain. Yeah. Like,
and then the other big thing about this thing is that its signature move is what, base 120 spread 150. 150?
I think is it 150 or 120? I'll double check here.
I want to say
it's big.
It's strong is the point, right?
Yeah.
Spread, it's 120.
Okay,
it's 120.
So 120 is huge. Spread 100% accuracy, no drawback. And it changes to Stellar type when you Terra, which means that nothing resists it, and if you hit anything that is Terra, you get super effective on that insane move. And you're generally running Calm Mind on this thing, so you're probably gonna have boosts. Like, and this is the Raging Bolt balance on crack kind of thing, right?
Right. Yeah, the hitting super effective and being able to hit ghost types. Again, the Shadow Rider. So it's one of your main checks to Shadow Rider, I think, in a restricted format will be.
I think the one thing that it has going against it is that it doesn't really have restricted level stats until it Terras, right? So that really cool, better multi-scale ability only applies when it has kind of like, they're not bad stats by any means, but they're very mediocre for a restricted mon until you Terra it. So like it's all about choosing the perfect moment to do that.
Yes, yeah. It's almost it almost feels like Dynamax or Megas almost is kind of how it feels to me. Is you really gotta know when to use your resource on it.
Oh, it's HP good jumps like so much.
I wasn't even playing competitive when Megas were a thing, but it sounded like most Megas were just you pop it when you can, but there were a handful of them that were like actually well designed. It's like the regular ability is also good, and you want to use it sometimes, and you want to pop the Mega at the opportune time. Like
and
regular Salamence had Intimidate, right? So you wanted to like make use of that until it was time to start doing damage.
Yeah. So just looking at stats, because it's weird to tell, because when you build it like on Showdown, you got to use the base form to be able to run the team.
So you can't tell what it actually has. Yeah.
So in its first form, like just the little sea turtle, it's a 600 base stat total, 95 HP, 95 attack, 110 defense, 105 special attack, and 110 special defense. Then when you Terra, your HP goes from 95 to 160.
Huge.
Yeah, so it's like Zygarde or something, like going to complete form Zygarde. All of a sudden, your HP, like, you will be in the yellow, and next thing you know, you're like 3/4 HP because you gain that much HP when you do it, and your special attack goes up 25 points, which is
it really is unreasonably bulky. Like, I've seen some people playing Lugia for fun,
but it's just like, 700
why
base
would
stat.
You do that when this exists?
It's a 700 base stat total just for hitting Terra and just making this thing a monster. So you can go, like, that's also another thing. That first turn, it's almost usually free setup because you're usually not going to get KO'd too often, depending on the leads. So you can set up and then you Terra, you get a whole bunch of HP and do more damage. It's just in that weird speed tier. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
85 speed is a little
It's
rough.
awkward.
Yeah. And speed does not change.
But yeah.
It does gain 10 whole points in attack.
Which,
Oh. What a waste.
whatever.
But yeah, very interesting. I can't think of. I don't think there's any like other like real standouts. Kyurem White might do something because
Yeah, that's the one I haven't seen much of. But it's like when you're looking, it's just like their stats are insane.
Yeah,
And,
that's it. The base stat total is huge. It gets the defensive boost from snow.
And it's not like a Dynamax. Yeah, and it's not like a Dynamax format too. You know, where you got max steel spikes hitting your Kyurem.
Yeah, and Zacian's been nerfed pretty badly, so like you don't really have to think about Zacian all that much. You can Terra in the worst case if you do, and you know Blizzard off of what is it like base 170 special attack or something absurd like.
Yeah.
Stab 100% accurate Blizzard off of that special attack, and then you have a snow defensive boost and an Aurora Veil up. Like you're living everything and you're blasting. Like it should be able to do something. It's just everything else is so strong too that I don't know that it will. The other thing, Zamazenta. I think we talked about this like way back when we were like heard about the nerfs and buffs. Like it got the same nerf that Zacian did, but it has body press now, and that's all that matters. Yeah, exactly. Zamazenta is suddenly a real mon. Like I think it's better.
I've seen a lot of Zamazentas.
I think it's genuinely better than Zacian actually. Like by a decent margin.
Oh, right now, yeah, for sure. Zacian's it's kind of sad for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like in the form
they need to do one or the other nerf, right? Like either nerf its stats or nerf its ability. Both, especially with Dynamax gone, where that was like one of its big advantages. Like I thought it wasn't even that bad in Series 10. Like it was just another strong restricted in Series 10. Like it was
the ability nerf is just weird to me. Like I guess like I get it. Like people hate
it. It acts like booster energy now, right? You need to be very careful.
Yeah. You have to be very careful because I mean you can lead your Intimidate into it. If you lead your or if you lose 2 months quick or something, you can just sit there and just Intimidate cycle it and you can't do anything.
Yeah. In fact,
the Zamazenta is
it really only makes sense. Like, Zacian only seems to make sense on Gouging Fire. Like I guess you can howl it back up, so it's not the end of the world. But
with one restricted, maybe in the GS Cup.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah, but Mighty Have Fallen kind of deal, right? Like
yeah. Zamazenta right now, I have seen it a good bit. It's definitely a lot stronger. Yeah, the body press, it gets wide guard, it gets snarl. I think it gets howl too. A lot of ways there.
It'll be fun. It will be fun to see Zamazenta actually have play.
Yeah, and I just think there's just like you said about Kyurem, I think there's just some things out there that are just really strong that
waiting to be discovered. Yeah,
like because we got shiny new toys. People are always going to gravitate towards Kyogre and Groudon.
Kyurem White is 170 attack, which I did not realize.
Yeah, 170 attack. Yeah, I mean you could put a clear amulet on that because that was always its bad thing is you could
Snarl, Snarl, Parting Shot, etc.
Yeah. And now you can just clear amulet your Kyurem Black, and now you have a 170 base attack. Like insanely
electric
strong
physical moves, which isn't really a thing generally.
Yeah, I think there'll be some fun
things to be discovered, like you said.
NAIC will be big and interesting on it. I think, Worlds will be real interesting.
Does this go through Worlds or is Worlds?
This is Worlds format, right?
Yes, Reg G will be Worlds.
Okay, I wasn't sure. But NAIC and Worlds, we'll get to see some stuff and whatever other regionals are between now and then.
Yeah, I think they made a whole thing about announcing the World's dates finally at the end of EUIC, and everybody's just rightfully very angry because, like, it's in Hawaii, which I have other reasons for not liking that, but it is so expensive. Hawaii is like London or New York or whatever level expensive, potentially more so. You're talking like if you don't want to stay in a shoebox, you're talking like $400-$500 a night.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
In a hotel, and people want to stay there for more than a couple days.
August has to be like peak season too, right?
Summer in Hawaii, and
end of the summer,
and they're forcing people to book it super last minute, right? Unless you want to take a gamble, like unreal.
Like people. I imagine our audience understands, but just to be clear, it's what 4 months April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 4 months ahead seems like a long time to plan. Not for travel and not to places like Hawaii.
Yeah.
And not if you don't even know if you're going. Like, a lot of people haven't
Oh my
qualified
gosh.
yet.
That's true.
I didn't even think of that.
Like people who don't know that they qualify.
Like, some people are just going to take a chance.
Can you imagine
Just,
being
like,
right on
if
that
you-
bubble of like
Mm.
you need those points and like you got like 2 events you can go to left or
Yeah,
something?
no, I think this is genuinely going to be one of the smallest worlds ever. Like, A, the point barrier is much higher, and B, it's just so expensive. I fully expect that there will be people who make it and just decide that it's not
They can't go.
prudent financial decision to spend thousands. Like, you're talking like a $multi-$1,000 trip, like easily,
Between
like
plane and hotel, absolutely.
yeah, like just on travel and lodging, let alone food, which is market. It's a tourist spot, right? The food is not
Yep.
going to be cheap either. Like,
Oh yeah, everything's
nothing.
gonna be, and they're gonna be inflated prices as well.
yeah.
But if you haven't heard and you're finding all this stuff out from us, the world's dates are the 16th to the 18th of August.
Yeah, I think if you want to spectate, choose the different worlds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unless you just want to go to Hawaii, I guess, and
Yeah.
you're already.
I mean, the cool thing about what they do for Worlds sometimes is they pick destination places. The bad thing about that is that they're picking destination places.
Yes.
So, like we said, it's expensive to go to. You have to book it, with ample time. Yada yada yada.
I'm
right?
just
Like,
looking at
it's-
flights right now to Hawaii, like in
Okay.
real time here.
What are they? What do you got? From the east coast of the states
from
to
From Greenville, South Carolina, where it's in Honolulu, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
which
All right.
is also where I
Yeah.
have to imagine airport is because it's Honolulu.
All right, I'm just going to lower it.
Lowest price, BA.
Yeah. What's our Spirit Airlines option?
Yeah.
What would I
so-
fly?
So I got American Airlines. It's a 14-hour trip
Sure.
for $732 round trip. It's not the
Okay,
worst.
That is the cheapest flight you can get. No.
Yes.
And it's a 14-hour trip because how much of a layover do you have?
2 stops, and let's see.
2 stops sucks because A, you have to get off a plane twice, but B, you have to get on a plane.
So
Twice.
so I would have to fly
3 times,
to
but-
Charlotte. I would have 30 minutes in Charlotte to get to my next plane, and then I would have a layover in LA for 2 hours.
That's why it's a cheap flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
if
really
you-
thought like baseline
The-
flights.
the-
would be
if
actually,
you
the
want
around-
prices
direct, you're
are-
talking 1,000 round trip easy.
Yeah.
It's they go up to about
What's the highest? You
the highest?
low to
You're
high,
gonna go business
what's-
class, right?
Oh,
yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, good point. You're looking at different classes. Never mind.
I mean, the highest is $1,400.
for a like basic economy.
Or economy, main cabin, whatever.
Yeah.
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 No, they go lower than economy now.
that's economy.
They're super basic now. Like, yeah.
Where you hold
Or like
the-
you
where
hold never get a
everybody's
bag.
luggage.
We shove you in the cargo hold
Yeah.
type of thing. Like,
That tracks. I believe that.
yeah. Anyway, have you guys played any other games than Pokemon recently?
Hey, I was about to say that. I mean, I have not. I did
You've
not
been in
have
Japan.
as much
I guess that's a
gaming
loaded
time.
Yeah, you
question.
haven't
Yeah.
been-
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or is not podcast material?
Oh no, I think it's fine. Yeah, I'm super tired still, super jet lagged. We got back Saturday night from Japan. We were there for like 16 days.
It's a surprising amount of time to recover. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not think like I felt better this morning. I was like, ooh, I stayed up kind of late last night to kind of like try and reset myself. But still like 2-3 days after, I'm like, oh, I'm dragging a little bit. Yeah, so jet lag sucks. It's a cricketune. But 16 days in Japan, we did like the classic tourist loop. We flew into Tokyo, spent the night there, went to Kyoto, Osaka. We stayed at Hakone, which is not a common known city in Japan like the other ones, which was just a hot springs resort town basically. That was super fun. We stayed in like a ryokan, a classic Japanese inn with a private in-room onsen, so the hot spring that was like piped in from the mountains, which was pretty cool. For 3 nights, and that was we're bad at relaxing, we realized, because even though we literally got like this expensive inn where we had like it's all about relaxing.
Just wanted to go get out and do things.
We still went out and did things. Like Hakone has like a really pretty gardens. We kind of went. We accidentally went down to a lake side view when we meant to go up to the mountain. It was really funny. Either way, we just can't sit there and rot. But it was still fun. Like it was still phenomenal. And then we spent a couple days in Tokyo. We went to Tokyo Disney, went to Universal in Osaka, so I got to play in Nintendo World.
Nice.
Which is very fun. I did the whole like buy the silly wristband thing so you can like play the games, like beat Bowser Jr. Did that. We rode the rides. The Mario Kart ride's really cool, really fun. If you don't know about that, it's like you get on a cart or whatever. It doesn't move particularly fast. It's like Mario Kart, but you have this like AR helmet on, and like characters will pop up, and you like look at them and press buttons on the steering wheel of the car, and you like shoot shells whichever way you're looking, and like you have to like knock out like Bowser Jr.'s minions or whatever. It was really fun. But yeah, it was a super cool trip. We are already looking forward to our next one. I've been practicing. I've been Duolingo in Japanese for like 3 or 4 years, and it did very little for me. And I knew going into Japan that I would either desire to stop Japanese completely or completely want to like dive off the deep end and actually learn the language. And I'm going to be spending more time practicing Japanese from here on out. So going for that JLPT certificate, whatever, language proficiency. So I can speak poorly in another language,
Very nice.
like I do in English. But that's the cliff notes of that trip. It was super fun. If you ever can do it, you should. I also, more pertinent to this podcast, I did go to 5 different Pokemon centers in Japan. Went to the one in Kyoto, one in Osaka, one in Yokohama, and 2 in Tokyo, which is not all of them. There are more that I could have like that would pass by.
A little jealous, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Well,
I have photos that I'll be sharing on social media at some point. I took a bunch of pictures that I need to.
Yeah, we'll be waiting on the pictures.
Yeah, do stuff with whatever. So yeah, look forward to that. I'll be trying to post some stuff here soon. Yeah, that's my Japan trip. So no, I haven't really played video games. On the plane ride, I played a little bit of Stardew Valley 1.6.
Nice.
And Helldivers is still up on my list of games that I might accidentally fall into playing after work sometimes. What about y'all?
So I went to visit family in Florida, and we ended up in a flea market, which is interesting. There's some characters there. But I stumbled into a used video game store and on a whim bought an N64.
Nice.
I think it was exactly the same store that Childhood Rowan sold his N64 to.
It could be the same N64.
But
that would be
that would
one
be
heck of a tale right there.
I just wanted to buy more GameCube games, so that was that. What was I gonna say? So I got it. I got Diddy Kong Racing. I got Banjo-Kazooie. Pretty cool. So I've been playing a bit. I forgot though. This was from the age of games where you had to actually play to unlock the things to play in multiplayer. So Ashton and I were like getting ready to play Diddy Kong Racing. It's like, you can play on the first course with only cars. Enjoy. I'm like, oh wow. Okay, I have to play the single player. And then I found out that the once the booster, like the little. God, do you remember this like an expansion pack, like a memory pack?
Yeah.
Boosted you from like 16 megabytes of RAM to 32 or something like that. Anyway, it's very old and it needs to be cleaned out. It actually causes your N64 to restart itself every so often and once it gets dirty. So I'm actually just gonna buy it. It's the basic one, and I want to play DK64 again, so I'm gonna have to buy the expansion pack anyway. So
sure.
So yeah, but yeah, pretty fun. A little bit of retro gaming. It's those controllers are nostalgic and garbage. Oh my god, I can't.
Well, yeah, you don't have the third arm to play that game with. A third hand.
Okay, that one's silly. Some games use the D-pad, some of them use the stick. I get that, but like, yeah, no, the stick itself is just so terrible. Like they're in decent condition considering those controllers are like as old as me, but yeah, no, they're still so bad.
Yeah.
It's like very difficult to steer in a racing game. But yeah, that one's me.
On a related-ish note, in Tokyo and Akihabara, we went to Super Potato, which is like the same thing. It's like a classic video game, like retro video game store. It's very famous. If you go, you probably shouldn't buy anything from Super Potato. You should probably
It
go
won't be compatible.
No, well, that too. You should actually go to, next door. There's probably another retro video game store with prices at a fraction of that one.
Yeah.
It's not famous. But
yeah, that was why I did it. Actually, it's like so many people sell retro stuff with like super markups at like
yes.
It can every year when we go to Dragon Con, I see the N64 is there. And it's like $200. Sounds like I don't think I'm going to pay for that when I can find a ROM online
That's
for
like
free.
more than it was like brand new, right?
That's like how much it cost to buy the console in the 90s. Like
right. How much? So at Super Potato, how much do you think an in-package Soul Silver cost?
Oh, Soul
I'm
Silver.
gonna also guess $200.
I want to say like 6.
Wow. Okay, I can see it.
That's very high.
No, that seems a little high.
It was $215. So Rowan wins the Price is Right. It was $215 like yen to dollars, and I was like, holy crap, that's wild.
That actually that's not that overpriced. Actually, I mean it is.
It is still well, yeah.
But
in the
but
grand
that is
scheme,
market price, that probably is pretty much that. I
feel like that's like right on, actually. Like if you went on like eBay
during the pandemic, I paid $90 for a used copy of Emerald. Like I never had the cart for Emerald, and I bought that. Yeah,
I lucked out. I went and bought all the old stuff before prices, like because I bought Platinum,
nice,
and everything. Like and now, like I look at the prices, like I paid like $75 for it or something like that, and like look at prices of those games now, they're insane.
No. But we went to that store and I was trying to find Mother 3, just to say that I've looked at Mother 3 and could not find Mother 3. So
just emulate it. It's not. It's one of those like cults of personality games. Like I don't know. Like it.
I 100% know that.
It's just a cult classic, not personality. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean. Like, it's just not good. It's just the fact that it didn't get released in the States is.
Did you guys realize that it is released digitally on NSO only in Japan? Like it's because
the reason is it was never localized, right? They'd have to pay translators.
Yes. Oh yeah, then that's true.
Or use a fan patch, which no one will. They won't do.
They won't acknowledge
Nintendo will never do that. Yeah.
But you can also they could release it in NA in Japanese. Maybe, I don't know. That's the thing they could do.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, and then let the community figure it out. Like,
yeah, I just thought it was really funny when I learned that as well. Sheldon, have you been playing anything?
I played a little bit of Helldivers.
Good. Yes, thank you. Democracy.
We need to play that together because by yourself is absolutely terrible. I died.
Okay.
I got blown up, and I got. It was terrifying.
My early dives were all all queuing with randos.
Yeah.
Which it's not as bad as other games solo queuing, but I it's so much better with people.
I didn't even have people. I didn't even, I guess, figure out how to get people to join other people's because I was just out there by myself running around.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, I was by myself running like I could do this, and then nope.
No. Bro, have you picked up Helldivers yet?
I am again, man. I have no interest in playing that one solo. So
yeah.
Okay.
You should really
have it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you haven't offered to play with me.
After Orlando. That's true. I was in Japan. Whatever.
We will link up times.
Yes, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time we said this 2 or 3 weeks ago, or I think 3 or 4 weeks ago. We should play Helldivers. There we go. I said it in our Discord.
There we go. Other than that,
yes.
I've been playing some League a good bit and Unite.
You discussed
really Unite again. Okay.
Yeah, so I picked up Unite again, and I feel like I'm actually really good at it. Like probably from playing League
so
much,
that makes sense.
But yeah, I'm a Dragapult main on there now because that thing is broken, at least for a MOBA.
I'll say, is Dragapult super new?
Fairly new.
Because isn't everything broken when it first comes out on Unite?
Yeah, it's not that new. It's been
Okay.
around enough, but like to me, I don't know. I just get the play style, so it
Sure. If it clicks, it clicks, right? Like,
yeah.
and any of those hero-based games, you find one that
Yeah.
really works for you.
It's like League of Legends. Like I've pretty much playing nothing. If anybody knows League of Legends, playing Teemo. Teemo's so much fun.
How many champions are in League of Legends or whatever?
Oh, it's like 150 or something. I don't know. It's a stupid number. There's so many.
I guess I can't complain. I know way more than 150 Pokemon, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
make fun of
I think
Noah.
it's a similar balanced philosophy to Pokemon, where it's like not everything has to be viable, and that's okay, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is
Sure.
for the best. You cannot have if you have 150 viable characters, then it becomes impossible to know anything.
It's even worse. I guess you could consider it similar because you have like the regular ranked ladder, and then you have like pro play, and you could balance something for just the regular ranked ladder, but it's going to be broken in pro play, so they have to just nerf it into the ground where it's unplayable, like in solo queue. But in ranked play, it still sees play just because it's coordinated, kind of play. So it's completely different. Unite's the same way. Unite things, it's way different if you have coordinated play over just queuing up with randoms on the internet. Hopefully they know how to play the game. If not, you're going to lose.
Just some real-time roasting happening in our Discord where I said we should play Helldivers. Bruno says you should figure out what team you're running, and in parentheses tough love, and he's so right, Bruno. Thank you, I love you. And then after that, I
like Becca's.
My wife, like with what is the guy
called?
called?
Tuscan Raider.
Yeah,
Thank you, Tuscan Raider from Soul. Get him! And I'm like, oh man, that's so true.
I wish GIFs had like the sound too, because I feel like that needs the sound playing.
What if there was a way to have moving video with sound behind it? Do you think anybody's invented that yet? Like,
but
have you heard of talkies?
But in the format of posting it in a chat, I needed to interrupt everything you got going on and start yelling at you.
Yeah, except that still doesn't. You know what, children? Yeah, that's a great note to end the episode on. Is whatever you're trying to.
What if we had GIFs with sound?
What if we had videos? It doesn't work in a messaging app. Messages are quiet for a reason.
Well, that does not want to be quiet. That one wants to yell at you.
You can hear that GIF.
I can.
There are GIFs you can hear, and that's what it's doing.
Everyone needs to hear it.
No, mimics work that way. That's the whole point. It's mimic. Mimic? That's the right word.
Mimetic?
Mimetic?
Are you like a meme?
Like a meme, yes.
Yeah, there's a T in there. Yeah.
Mimet. That's the word. Like I said, I don't speak English well. Mimetic. Yeah. Mimetic. Whatever. It's where mimetic came before the term meme. That's where meme comes from. For those of you who care about etymology. That also has a T in it. All right, y'all. I'm tired, obviously, and we're way off the rails. So come say hi in Orlando. If you see Rowan or myself, we'll be hanging out with Booksports and Bruno in a corner somewhere. You can call it the game corner if you want. That's the type of humor that I have when I'm super jet lagged and sleepy.
Branding.
That's it. Yeah, come say hi if you see us. It'll be fun. And I'll just be crying about whatever bad choices for a team I decided to go for, and my entire lack of preparation, which is just so reminiscent of last Orlando. So that tracks, it all comes full circle.
I think you're gonna do better than Punching Glove Palafin.
Y'all know that wasn't that
was Orlando.
Worst...
That was 100% Orlando.
No, that wasn't the worst part of that team.
You know what? Let's not. You're not doing yourself any favors. Let's wrap it up.
It was. I had worse decisions.
You could always just run Punching Glove Palafin back.
Yeah.
I legit thought about it.
It's actually worse now, if you can believe it.
I know. And that
no one will see it coming.
Somehow makes it better.
Yeah. They're gonna look at your team sheet and they're just gonna be super confused.
They'll be really happy. Yeah. They're looking like, oh man, a free win.
I'd be confused and scared.
Or this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I didn't calc for this.
No one does.
Which, by the way, I made a shirt on the shop that's about not calcing, and it's got a Sadler chunk.
I should totally link the shop somewhere. We have a shop. How long have we had a shop?
I don't know. I made it a long time ago.
You
It's got a lot
did,
of my
but
own stuff, and I
we've
just
never-
been adding
we've never
our
done
game
anything
corner
with
stuff
it.
on. Yeah. I think Kevin bought a shirt or two.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot you made these, and then we never
Yeah.
did anything with it. Oh no. Okay, I'll post it. If I remember, it'll be in the link tree, which is a great segue to the end of the episode. I've been Harrison. You can find me at row_Ixon, and stuff. Maybe after Orlando, I'll get back to more content, but I ain't holding my breath for that, and you shouldn't either. Rowan, who are you?
I'm Rowan. Ditto. That's exactly what you just said.
Yep.
Who
Except
are you, Sheldon?
you're not Rowixon, but
Well,
And-
more about the content, but yeah.
That stuff. And I'm Sheldon, and I will not be in Orlando. I'll be
like
here.
said.
That'll
But you will
what-
be at NAIC?
Hey, are you? I'm going to try my best.
All right.
So hopefully. You need to make sure you wear something very flashy so we can find you on stream.
Oh yeah, I should post the video of what was it, the
Yeah.
You're in the
Harrison
Wolfie
started
video
You're in a
where-
Wolf
Wolfie video,
intro,
yeah.
where I look somewhere between concentrated and constipated, in
But you're
a
in a Wolfie
Way
vid.
Cocoa and Fire type Mon shirt, which I'll wear the same thing probably. I like the shirts that I have, so
Beautiful.
you'll find me. I'm very vibrant. But all things considered, together we have been the Game Corner. You can find us at Game Corner VGC, Game Corner Pod, whatever we have there. It's in the link tree, along with our shop, which I'll put if I remember. And everything else is there. But yeah. And until next time, rest start and game on. Bye.